ጤና ይስጥልኝ ክብራትና ክብራን ቻናላችን ቤተሰቦች እንዴት ቆያችሁልን? አሁን ደግሞ በቀጥታ ስርጭት መተናል። ሁለተኛው የተባበሩት መንግስታት ድርጅት የምግብ ስርዓት ጉባኤ በኢትዮጵያ እየተካሄደ ነው የሚገኘው። ጉባኤው ነገ የሚጠናቀቅ ሲሆን እንደሚታወቀው የተለያዩ አገራት መሪዎች ወደ ኢትዮጵያ ገብተዋል። የጣሊያኗ ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትርም እንደዚሁ አዲስ አበባ ገብተው አቀባበል ተደርጎላቸዋል። ወደ ቀጥታ ስርጭቱ እንሄዳለን። አብራችሁ እንድትሆኑ እንጋብዛችኋለን።
Distinguished guests, dear friends, welcome to the National Palace, hidden from public view until very recently. This site stands as a witness to Ethiopia's long and layered history. Tonight, we gather to share a meal, but most importantly, to honor a shared journey. At the Food Systems Summit, we were reminded that food is never just a commodity. It is memory, identity, national sovereignty, and ultimately survival. What we cultivate in our soil reflects the value we must uphold in our systems: resilience, equity, and trust. Present here tonight are leaders representing nations, international organizations, and global partnerships, each bringing hard-earned lessons, bold ambitions, and the determination to do better for farmers, for families, for future generations. The challenges are vast, but so is the imagination we have seen in action. From digital innovations to indigenous practices, from climate-smart agriculture to inclusive finance, solutions are not scarce. What is scarce is time. And yet we move forward together. Tonight, let us not only speak of what we must fix, but also of what is growing: collaboration, creativity, and courage. As your host, we are proud to contribute not just a venue, but a spirit, a belief. Unity of purpose can nourish the world as deeply as any harvest. It is the same spirit we call Madamar, a way of coming together across disciplines, across borders, to build food systems rooted in trust, inclusive, and resilience. Thank you for the work you do, the hope you carry, and the future you help shape. May this meal be a celebration of what we build when we act as one. I thank you. Turufat, or Bounty of the Basket initiative, is promoting diversified, high-value livestock production. We must ensure the voice of smallholder farmers, who feed over 70% of Africa, is heard and supported. Let us work towards a future where no child goes to bed hungry, where rural prosperity is a reality, and where food systems serve both people and planet. Ethiopia remains committed to working with the African Union, our partners, and the United Nations to drive this agenda forward. This Addis Ababa summit must mark the moment we match words with will, pledged with resources, and commitments with the courage to deliver. I thank you.
Republic of Italy. It is a great honor to welcome Her Excellency Giorgia Meloni, Prime Minister and President of the
Ministers of the Italian Republic.
Well, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here today to co-chair the third United Nations Food System Summit with Prime Minister Abiy. Thank you very much. Whom I thank once again for his hospitality and for his friendship. This is the first time that this summit is being held in Africa. We choose to co-organize this event in Addis Ababa government, not only because Italy has a special relation with Ethiopia and a pragmatic cooperation based on concrete projects and initiatives, but also because we believe it is essential to involve the African continent as a protagonist in the choices and actions of the international community. Starting, of course, with the momentous challenge that is the subject of our works today, which is food security. This is a top priority challenge demonstrated by the broad and qualified participation in this summit and the presence of the UN Deputy Secretary General Mohammed, whom I greet and thank. Although it has drastically decreased over the last 70 years, global food insecurity still affects around 10% of the world's population. And this percentage is largely concentrated here in Africa, where 1 on 5 people suffer from hunger and do not have access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to lead a healthy life. This situation, already complex, has been exacerbated by the crisis the world is currently facing. While we were working to overcome the shock of the pandemic, we had to deal with Russia's war against Ukraine, which disrupted economic and trade flows and processes, destabilized energy markets, and fueled waves of inflation that hit the most fragile nations, especially in the global south and in Africa.